What's up, everybody? It's me, Just June, back at it again with another video, another reaction. Here we go.
And if you are new, don't forget to subscribe because it's a good time over here.
In my early, it just started.
When I was younger, I would tell myself that hookup culture was not affecting me and that it was normal and I wanted to be doing these things. But that's deep down, when I got to the root of it, I was lying to myself. Hi ladies, welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Alicia Gogan. If you are new, don't forget to subscribe because it's a good time over here. In my early 20s, I used to go out to clubs and go out with my friends and drink and have a good time. And in that stage, I casually hooked up. I wouldn't say I was someone who did a lot of one-night stands or someone that was heavily in the hookup scene, but I definitely rode the hookup culture wave. It was really normal to be a side chick or have a side bae or like a weekend bae where you would meet up and have a Netflix and chill cuddle, or if you're going out, you know that's gonna be your person that you're gonna go home with. And in my 20s, I was really stuck in a cycle of entertaining and talking to men who gave me the bare minimum. I would light up so heavily when he sent me a text or he
that right there is the difference. That right there is why she done fell so hard. She's about to explain it, obviously. I've never seen this video before, so I don't know exactly what she's finna get into, but that right there is like the actual red flag when it comes to certain females in hookup culture. You said you were putting up with the bare minimum. It's a hookup. You're not supposed to be expecting this and that. You're going into hookup culture trying to find a relationship that started off from some good dick. That's not how, it's not the best way to go about things. Yeah, it's not the best way to go about things if you're looking for something real. I mean, it happens, but like most of the time it doesn't last. It didn't start from the vibe. It didn't start from the vibe. It didn't start from the connection. It didn't start from the soul, you feel me? It started from the loins. And the loins, the thing about the endorphins in the loins is that like it could be an addiction. Could literally be an addiction. So you'll go around like acting insane. You know the definition of insanity? It means fucking over and over again expecting to find a boyfriend.
Replied back to my Snapchat story, or when he liked my photo, the photo that I only posted so that I could get his attention. And unfortunately, a part of trying to get a guy to commit or trying to see where things go, I indulged in hookup culture. I would hook up with guys way too soon. I would hook up with guys who still were not being clear with what they even wanted with me. And it got to a point where I was so depressed and so unhappy because hookup culture was also just so normal and all my friends were doing it, like everyone is doing it. It was really hard for me to be able to self-reflect and look back and be like, okay, hooking up with this guy who didn't want.
Look, hookup culture is hookup culture. Like, I don't see it as a red flag until a woman has racked up over like 30 bodies. 30 bodies is like, okay, have you like had enough? Do you want a boyfriend? Like, dude, like for real? Like, It ain't even that serious for real. Trying to get over 100 bodies as a female, as easy as it is, especially for somebody who is well endowed as yourself in the beauty department and in the standards, especially by societal norms. But again, it's that expectation. It's how did you let your friends convince you to participate in the hookup culture, knowing damn well your intuition was telling you not to? And you just kept doing it. What were they telling you? Like, was your intention still to find a man, or were you just trying to fuck? Cause then you can't really put that, like, it's an accountability thing. I've fucked up a lot, right? I'm not gonna get into the ways that I've fucked up. Maybe in the future, if you guys ask me and pay me to tell you. But I've fucked up before, right? And I blame myself. That's how it goes. You blame yourself, you move on. You try not to do that shit again. You do that shit again because we're human and we're sinners, right? It is what it is. But don't be like, my friends convinced me to fuck all these dudes. They wasn't there for it. Unless they were. They might have been. They might have been. You had any threesomes? You know what? This is your business. Let me let you tell your business.
Want to even commit to me and didn't care about me, didn't actually make me feel good. Now, of course, I was taught as a young girl to not just give your body up to men who don't care about you or sleep around. The type of guys that I was hooking up with, they weren't one night stands. I built some form of connection with them, but I was falling in love with the things that they were saying to me, but not their actions. And again, because hookup culture was just so prevalent in that time and still is now, I got desensitized to the repercussions that hookup culture created. And I started to realize that hookup culture was really toxic for me and not helpful when I would wake up the next day from a guy, let's say that I went over and Netflix and chilled, or went out to the club and he was my weekend bae that I would always like go home with. When I woke up in the morning and I didn't get a certain text from him or the amount of attention that I really wanted for that next progression, it started to make me realize that indulging in hookup culture isn't getting me anywhere. Hooking up with him didn't help me get anything. I didn't actually gain anything from it. Hookup culture teaches you in society that it's for your liberation as well as a woman. You're gonna feel so much better about yourself. You should have the ability to sleep with whoever you want or hook up with whoever you want. And although that is true, I think that there's a lot of downfalls to participating in hookup culture that...
You know what's crazy? All of us do this. Don't act like you don't do this. You know what's crazy? We're told what to do and what not to do, right? But all of us go through the same stages of trial and error. Why is that? Every single one of us go through the same exact stages of trial and error. We're like, I want to do it anyway. Let me just do it. Let me just see how it is on the other side. And then some of us don't get out, but like, you know, it just is what it is. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Trial and error is just part of being human. You, like, if you never experience it, you could die and see the world as nothing. You could die and go to heaven or hell. You could die and go to Valhalla if you kill enough people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what happens. A lot of people don't know what happens, so they want to live it up. So trial and error is just like, it's just part of the human experience. It is what it is. But like, learn from your mistakes.
A lot of us women are not being aware of, or the conversations are not being had. Some women in society, they normalize hookup culture to their friends. Of course, men do the same thing. And it's time for us to be very, very real with the fact that hookup culture...
It's different. It's really different for men. When men get coochie, it's usually because he was able to spit game. And not only was he able to spit game, but he met all of the 50 laying criterias. And some of those being above 6 feet, having 6 figures, being able to entertain a conversation for hours upon hours about even stuff that he doesn't really care about, to be honest. And like most of the time for women, you just gotta be above a 6 by society standards. I don't rate by numbers. My cousin, for one, would tell me that my standards are a little off when it comes to it. I just say I'm not picky. But like, she could literally come up to me. A woman that looked like this could literally come up to me, stuttering problem, legs don't work, no job, and I'd at least entertain the thought of smashing. Like, dead ass. Like, she could literally, like, yo, breasts stink a little bit. We're gonna go to the corner store, grab some mints. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. She could still live with her mom. She's 27. I'm not guessing. Is she 27? Did I guess right? I don't even know. Yo, she could still live with her mom at 27, and I'm gonna be like, shit. Okay, we could work with that.
culture does affect us, and I want to talk about some of the ways that hookup culture is toxic specifically to women. I want to preface this with saying there is always going to be exceptions to the rules. There were some girls who commented on my hookup culture TikTok being like, hooking up can be fun, you can learn a lot, you can get a lot of experience, this, that, and the third. And what I'm gonna say is, most likely this video is not gonna be for you if you are a woman who truly knows that hookup culture does not affect you. Although, I will say I've seen it in so many of my friends, and I've seen it in myself before. When I was younger, I would tell myself that hookup culture was not affecting me and that it was normal and I wanted to be doing these things. But deep down, when I got to the root of it, I was lying to myself. But if you are somebody who thinks that you are the minority, just remember that you are the minority. If you feel liberated, if you feel like you're having the best time of your life and you're happy with indulging in hookup culture and it's not affecting you, then...
Okay, Mike, it's all you now. Divert the asteroid off its path.
Where's Mike?
He's getting a haircut.
He's getting a haircut now?
Technically, it's not just any haircut.
It's supercuts. I'm in and out super quick.
Mi nombre es Damiana Ochoa.
Oh my God, I didn't say that many
Yo trabajo
bags.
en un restaurante de comida rápida. Cuando mi mamá se...
You can watch this video if you want, but just know that I am aware that there are certain women who can handle this type of lifestyle, but I do think it's way less than we like to tell ourselves or admit to. I truly think that...
Do you really think that there are certain women who can handle this type of lifestyle? You said yourself you were lying to yourself. They might be lying to themselves too.
Giving up your body to a man who is not going to commit to you just to try to see where things go is adding to another layer of pain that you are going to feel when this man inevitably does not commit to you. And I think a lot of us women, sometimes we give up too much too soon, thinking that it's going to help us connect. And on one hand, I am not somebody who fully advocates for waiting till marriage and being celibate.
Hey, side note, I think I'm okay, not currently. I think I was like the guy simp version of that in hookup culture. Cause like, these girls, right, they'll go around, sleep around looking for a boyfriend, right? Not finding it because they're constantly sleeping around. Me, I got the first bad bitch ever and like cuffed her the next day, right? I'll turn what's supposed to be a one-night stand into a relationship. That's another problem. Guys, pick and choose. Pick and choose. Everybody, pick and choose. That's all I'm saying.
For the rest of your life, I think it's important to realize just how much you might be giving yourself up to a situationship where you're just seeing where things go. A lot of us women, we learn how to engage in physical connection and intimacy with a man from
a lot of guys don't get no pussy, get some pussy, and then like fall in love.
Either not gonna say the word out loud or from the guys that we hook up with. And now I'm not gonna say that's completely wrong or bad to learn from either source, but it is important for you to realize that when you are hooking up with a man, he has his own likes and dislikes, his own desires, also his own history, his own wounds. So this man might be teaching you something in the bedroom, something that he likes, but that is completely not aligned with what you even want, what you desire, and so forth. And a lot of us women, instead of realizing, oh, this is something that I do not like, he's showing me something that I don't like to do, I don't want to do this again when I hook up with him, sometimes we tend to just forget about what we actually want, or we don't have the voice and we don't say no to things. And then we start to learn how to be that girl.
Wait. This turned from an inward conversation about the true feelings of how you participated in hookup culture to they've been giving me bad dick because they wanted me to do some weird shit. And to that, I want to say, if he asks you to lick the gooch, lick the gooch. It is not too big of a deal. Okay? That is all he's asking for. It's the gooch. Okay, you know what it feels like down there. Kinda, sorta. It's different, but it's, you know what I'm saying. Like, if he asks you to lick the gooch, it shouldn't be a problem. that's not, yo, looking out for you, brothers.
Girl, be that woman or that guy, even though that's not even who we really are. Or maybe when you're casually hooking up with people, he might say something that will create a brand new insecurity for yourself. And again, I'm not saying that,
yo, I never noticed this mole on your back, but I just wanna, I'll twiddle these hairs on this mole on your back all day, baby girl. I'll treat this mole right. Yo, your foot stink. It's my kind of stink. Baby girl.
your own boyfriend couldn't create a same insecurity. But if you're picking up certain insecurities or you're morphing into
damn, I love when your kneecaps this ashy. Ooh.
Becoming a certain girl for a man who is not going to commit to you, who doesn't care about you, and who really only cares about himself. And now you are walking around with certain wounds and insecurities from someone who is no longer even in your life. Another reason why I think hookup culture can be very toxic to women is that it actually disconnects us from our own bodies. I think there's this lie that us women will tell ourselves this, or hookup culture in general will say, oh, you gain so much.
Niggas, you ever been on the other side of that? You ever felt remorse? You ever felt remorse were called a simp for feeling remorse and then turned into a demon? These are just questions. Let me know in the comments below.
Much experience by hooking up with different people, and same thing with like dating, right? You date a lot of people, you get to know what you like and you don't like and this, that. But I think that there's definitely a fine line, and when it comes to getting intimate with someone, especially someone who is in the category of just being casual, because he is not committed to building a deeper romance, intimate connection with you, you might be hooking up with someone who just wants to have a good, fun time. And I do think a lot of men who are in that space, they don't really care to know your likes and your dislikes, or what feels good to you and what doesn't. And sometimes
a couple things to unpack here. I'm gonna start with like the easiest one that still pertains to hookup culture. Y'all girls don't like when the nigga asks too much. Like, you like that. But I think she's talking deeper, on a deeper level. So here's what I'm gonna say about that. Guys, unpopular opinion. Treat certain girls how you would want some nigga to treat your daughter one day. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Girls, don't be out here sleeping with everything to find someone to cuff you. Guys will not wife a hoe. I'm not telling these guys to wife a hoe. Act like a lady. Act like someone's daughter, even if you don't know your dad. Act like you could have had one. And maybe some nigga will respect you. And if they don't, you'll respect yourself enough to get the fuck out of that situation. It's both sides.
in the moment, we just kind of want to present our best selves and have the most fun. But when we take our attention off of what actually feels good to us and being able to even communicate that with a man, we disconnect from our bodies. A lot of the reasons why a lot of us women don't even enjoy getting intimate with a man is because we don't even know what feels good to our own bodies.
My nana used to say
It's 'cause
there's
they
the
ain't
right
doing the
way,
trick.
and
I'ma
then
teach
there's the
y'all a trick,
Lopez
right?
way, and she would take off her changa.
Different tempo.
Because
Everybody got a different tempo, right? Pay attention to body language. Pay attention to body language in the stroke. Find the tempo. As soon as you find the tempo, if you're in the right position, work that thumb. The clementine, you know the clarabellum. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. It's clearly right there. You know what I'm saying? Find that literal, like, find that tempo that get her neck to flex. As soon as you find that, work with that. And then 5-10 seconds into that, it's yo
We haven't been able to voice that. We don't even know what feels good because nobody's explored that with us. We've kind of put our wants and our desires to the side just to connect with this person in real time. And because this person is not trying to commit to us or is taking what he's learned from everything else in his life and applying it to you, thinking that it's gonna work, it might not work. From porn. Another reason why I think...
She's talking about porn. She didn't say it explicitly. Wait. Am I gonna get demonetized? Flagged or some shit. She's talking about prawn. Don't learn from prawn. Don't jackhammer.
Hookup culture.
You ain't even got the type of meat to be jackhammering, bro. You ain't got a jackhammer. You finna be hamstering. You ever seen a hamster? They be going at it, bro. That doesn't feel good.
Toxic to women. I might trigger some people here, but it's that you are a woman and you do get emotionally attached to men. And I personally believe that we tend to emotionally attach a lot more than men will. I'm not going to make a blanket statement here and say that no men ever attach to women. And I'm also not going to say that there are not that minority of women who can hook up with a man and have no emotional attachment. But if you're watching this video and you are like me, there's definitely some emotional attachment there. And a good question to ask yourself to know if you're emotionally attached to a man who you say you're just casually hooking up with is if he leaves you unread, if he goes and talks to another girl at the club that night when you're really wanting him to talk to you, or if he
But if he doesn't do those things, you're not that interested. It's kind of boring, isn't it?
Stay the night and the next morning he's not wanting to bring you out for breakfast and he's kind of like waiting for you to go ASAP, then most likely your emotions are involved. Most likely you have some attachment to the outcome of being with this guy. That can be very detrimental when you have given up your body to this man. I hear this from men all the time. A lot of them can emotionally completely detach when it comes to hooking up with girls. A lot of the time, just how men operate, this is not to give them excuses, and we can go into a whole nother video about that. But I think a lot of us, sometimes we think when a man has treated us bad, or we see the guy that we really like going out and hooking out with somebody else, we tell ourselves, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna act like him and I'm gonna do the same thing. But it's important to acknowledge that you might be different than him. He might be able to go physically hook up with someone, but emotionally completely detach and not care about this person. But can you do the same thing?
Side note, you can understand, I'm gonna teach you a tiny little trick to understand the nuances of this conversation within one question. Ask a guy and ask a girl to explain their orgasm. You know how girls explain their orgasm. It's always, oh, my whole body tenses up and then I feel like I'm at one with the universe and then I'm in a cosmic form and I just wave and then I see a jaguar in the distance floating and he's made out of stars. When a guy explains his orgasm, yeah, it was a good bust. It's like a tingly zap. It's like a zap. It's like yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a huge level between the emotional connection between just the physical sensation of doing the do. You can break that down to the overall relationship of, you know, two people participating in hookup culture. You can break that down.
And again, ask yourself those questions. If you try and do the same thing, but the next day you are upset when you don't get a text back from the guy that you hooked up with last night, then you are different. You have your emotions involved, and that's okay. But it means you might have to go about things a lot differently. These are some things that I started to do.
Absolutely. Look, we don't mind promiscuous women, but however, when you're fucking on the first date, you have to be really careful of who you're fucking on the first date. And you can't allow your standards to be like, look. You're supposed to have hardcore standards when it comes to who you're allowed to fuck on the first date if you're not trying to participate in hookup culture or if you're participating in hookup culture to find a nigga. But those standards can't be the dudes who are literally fucking 10, 20 bitches. You want 6 figures, 6 inches. No. wait. You want 6 figures, 9 inches, 6 pack. Well, 6 to 9 inches. A lot of people are different. Let me start over. You want 6 figures, 6 pack, 6 feet, 6 to 9 inches. That nigga is fucking everybody. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's fucking everybody. And if he's not, he was married to the girl he's with before he blew up, before he got all that. And if you found him while he's married to the girl that he's with, before he did all that, he's cheating already. He's cheating already, right? It is what it is, but he's cheating. You don't expect loyalty out of him. Just fuck the dude. You're not separating what hookup culture is between finding a relationship and dating. Hookup culture is not on the same level as dating, and that's what's happening here. That's where all this confusion is coming from.
Once I realized that hookup culture wasn't really helping me and it wasn't making me feel good about myself, I wasn't getting any more intimate with knowing my own body and just loving on myself. So when we find ourselves in hookup culture, usually we're not really
I'll be loving on myself.
Clear on what we're wanting. We just kind of fall into the cycle of casually hooking up with people. So get clear on what you're looking for right now in your life. Are you in your single era? Are you in a time of your life where you truly know and you're like that minority of women
Absolutely.
who can participate in hookup culture, you know your body, you really enjoy it, and you're having a good time? Then amazing. Are you someone who is looking for a relationship? You know that you want a boyfriend that's gonna maybe lead to a husband, and you want that commitment. Once you become clear on who you are right now and what you are looking for, it will definitely help you be able to weed out some of the guys that are going to pull you into that hookup culture, the guys who are expecting you to hook up and casually have fun with you. Another thing that's really important is if you're currently talking to a guy right now.
The jury has reached a verdict. Presiding juror, where is she?
She's getting a haircut.
She's getting a haircut?
It's not just any haircut. It's
why
super
can't I
cut.
skip?
The app said there was no wait, so I was in and out.
Bro, if you don't just go to some corner barber shop.
We're connecting small, diverse companies to big money. At one point, we had to send millions of dollars to 76 companies overnight, tracking every penny.
And
corporate
you've
ass
casually
barbershop.
been hooking up, or you know that it might come. It's always good to get really clear with the man that you're talking to. I used to get into situationships all of the time, and a lot of it was because there was no communication. If I communicated with a guy from the beginning that I was looking.
How many of y'all bad at communication? Yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's improving a lot for me personally. You didn't ask, but it's okay. I'm telling you. Watch the video, like the video. If you didn't ask and you didn't want me to tell you, go somewhere. There's recommendeds. Like, just scroll down a little bit. I'm just saying, like, but I done got better. I feel like I done got better.
Looking for a relationship. I was looking for something serious. I wasn't looking to just casually hook up. I would have weeded out a lot of guys. Now, I'm not saying that some guys are not going to tell you what you want to hear and then lure you in. But once I started getting better at being clear with the man and actually communicating that, whether he would like it or not, whether he would stay talking to me or not, really helped me not fall into hookup culture. There were guys in my life who were actually really respectable, and they were like, honestly, thank you for letting me know that you're looking for something serious and that you don't just want to hook up, but right now, like, I'm in a period of my life where I just want to casually hook up and just see where things go, this, that. And once we got clear on things, sometimes I would still stay in it because I still needed to go deeper and do some more deeper work within myself. But as I got older and started healing parts of me, once I had communication with these guys and a guy would tell me he is not looking for a relationship, I saved myself the energy and my body from being wasted. I know that sounds like a bad term, but that's kind of true. Another thing that I think is so important for us women to understand is that every new person that you get intimate with, you're going to have to learn their body. they're gonna have to learn yours. Everything is always going to be really new. So don't believe the lie that hookup culture sells you about how you get so much experience by hooking up with different people and seeing what you like and you dislike.
You can literally find that out yourself. Don't bullshit yourself between 30 different tries with 30 different dicks saying, I'm trying to figure out how my body works. Because you know damn well, like 10 of them didn't fuck you right. So you know what they did wrong, right? How do you know what they did wrong, but you don't know what you want done right? Explain that. Make it make sense. It's giving, I just want some dick and I need an excuse.
A little bit of that could be true, but I think what is more important, especially for us women, is that we start to discover what feels good to our bodies, which we can do ourselves. Okay, right? So that is having a self-pleasure practice. That is also just putting ourselves first instead of learning what he likes and what he wants from me. What do you want? What feels good to you? What would you like him to do for you? Those are things that sometimes we can't communicate with even a man that we're even in a relationship with, because we don't have that connection to ourselves. Even if you're not there yet with having some type of self-pleasure practice, just having an overall healthier relationship with yourself and getting to know yourself and spending time with yourself and learning how to even just be single on your own is going to be so crucial and so helpful for you to,
I mean, I can't talk because I don't get no pussy.
Be able to show up into a intimate situation with a man. Now, if you're in this cycle of hooking up with men who are not committing to you, and you're realizing that hookup culture is just, it's not helping you feel any better about yourself, and you're kind of lost, then you need to go watch my latest YouTube video about how to be happy single and decentralizing men from your life. The tips in that video really helped me get out of the cycle of hookup culture. And that video will be linked on the screen, so you can go watch that right after this.
You can go watch that. There goes our channel right there. I fucks with it. That was an amazing take on it. That was an amazing take on it. And ironically, negating what I just said, she learned from experience, right? But this is how you're supposed to come out of learning from experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't make the excuse like I'm learning from experience just to go suck some more dick. That's not how it works. This is how you come out of the other side, learning from experience. Like, you understood how you felt about the situation and what you were trying to get out of it, and you told the truth about yourself, about how you weren't getting out of it going through that cycle. How you weren't getting what you wanted to get out of it going through that cycle. That's what it is. That's how you do that. Yeah, we just all need to hold ourselves accountable for our fuck-ups. We need to realize what we want out of life, and we need to make sound decisions to execute that process, to go down that path. Because a lot of us say we want certain things out of life, and then do things that will lead us down a different path, and wonder why we're not on the path to success. And that's why. We're all guilty of it. Me, myself included. Absolutely, myself included. But you know, 23, still got time to learn about shit, and we moving forward. Yeah, that's the final verdict. If you liked this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you so feel like it, and check out the rest of the videos on the channel. More will be coming soon. Check out the channel I watched today. More will be coming. And I will see you in the next one. Later.